bagels, welcome back to our channel. If this is your first time stopping by, don't forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It looks like this, and a little notification bell next to it so that you'll be notified every time a new video goes up, which is every Monday, Wednesday, and sweet Saturday when I make some sort of vegan dessert or some sort of delicious sweet treat. So, in today's video, quickly I wanted to let you guys know that I'm waiting for a new microphone, for a lavalier mic. I've been having like all these crazy issues with like delivery going wrong, but anyways, hopefully I get it today and then our audio is going to be much better. So anyway, in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a super easy bagel recipe. And when I say super easy, I mean like it's easy to make, but it does take a little while. So anywho, let's get veggie. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to go ahead and start off with what people call a sponge. And this is like, I guess the technical term for what happens to the dough as it gets like spongy. So we're going to be using 1 cup and 3/4 of a cup of breading flour, or I'm sorry, bread flour, not breading flour. Alright, so we have 1 cup and 3/4 of bread flour. I'll have the full link down below, so if like I confuse you or whatever, the link will be down below with like the full recipe. I also have 1/2 tablespoon of yeast, and this is like that active dry yeast, and I'm using the fast acting. And then I'm also going to be adding in 1 cup and 1/4 of warm water. And we're just going to go ahead and mix that all together. And I'm just going to mix it until everything is like nice and combined. You just want to make sure that like all of the yeast and all that stuff is nice and mixed in. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and scrape off the edges. And next we're just going to go ahead and cover this up. And we're going to let this rise. This is going to double in size. And I'm going to let this rise for about 30 to 40 minutes. Alright, so it's been about 30 minutes, and as you can see, our dough has doubled in size. At this point, we're going to go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients. I have half of a tablespoon of salt, and we're also adding in 1 cup and 3/4 of bread flour again. So you basically do half and then the other half. And I haven't figured out exactly how to show you guys with my like mixer and stuff. When I mix stuff, I need to get a clear one of these guys. But I'm just going to go ahead and mix this for 10 minutes, or knead it for 10 minutes using my bread hook with my KitchenAid stand mixer. And I'm going to go ahead and knead that for 10 minutes on the stir setting, so it's the lowest setting. Alright, this is what it looks like. It just looks like a nice tacky dough. Alright, so we're just like forming a ball, making sure that kind of like our yeast stays put inside, like the whole reaction from the yeast. Alright, and then I just flipped it over, and I'm going to recover this. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this back up again, and I'm going to let it sit this time for 1 hour. And in that hour, it should be about 1.5 times its size. Alright guys, so this has like 1.5 in volume, and if you put your finger in the middle of your dough and it keeps its shape, then you are good to go. So it's very tacky at this point, which is what you want. I'm just going to go ahead and put our dough onto, I'm just using a pizza dish. No reason, nothing specific. I'm just doing it so I don't put it straight on my surface, I guess. Alright, and you have a ball here, and what I'm gonna do is sort of like, I'm trying to stay in frame here, but you're gonna stretch out this ball so that it becomes like a nice roll. Just make sure your hands are nice and clean. And if you feel like you have some sticking going on, just moisten your hands. This dough loves a little moisture. If it dries, your biscuits are not going to work out the way you want them to. So just kind of like elongate this dough. And next what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it into 8 sections. So here's half, kind of like the way I cut my sushi, where I cut half, then half a half, and then that half of that half. You know what I mean? So that's how we're going to do that. So you're just going to keep cutting it until you're left with your 8 pieces. Alright, so what are we going to do with these guys? So like I said, my hands are a tiny bit damp. And what I like to do is sort of like take each one of these guys and sort of like just pinch every little corner into like a ball shape, so that it'll have the least amount of creasing on the bottom as possible. And then what you're going to do is you're going to roll this little ball. And you kind of want to like move it from its place the least as possible, so you can have the least amount of creasing on the bottom as possible. So I have like a C shape with my hand, and I'm sort of just like rolling it around. If you feel like you're going to take a while to do this, here we go. A little bit of like indentation is fine. If you feel like you're going to take a while to do this, put like a wet, or not wet, a damp cloth over these guys. But something I noticed that works just fine is even if you don't put a damp towel over top of these, and you dampen your hands before you start messing with it. Like for example, if you kind of like have a piece that sort of like dried out while you were like rolling out the rest, then all you have to do is sort of like dampen your hand and dampen the dough a tiny bit, and then it'll go back to normal. Alright guys, so here we have 8 bagels, and what we're going to do is next is stick our finger right in the center of the dough. Lift it up, put your finger in the center here, and then you're going to roll a little bit. Alright, so you're going to roll it. So you're going to roll it until it's kind of like nice and open like that. And you're going to continue to do that with every single one of these. Alright, and next what we're going to do is boil these. And you're probably thinking, what? So we're going to go ahead and boil these for a minute per side. And these can touch in the pan and they'll be just fine. Just make sure they're not sticking to the bottom. After 1 minute, you're going to go ahead and flip them and let it cook for 1 more minute. And we're going to go ahead and place these into the oven, and I'm just putting them onto a cookie sheet or a baking tray, and I've lightly greased our pan or a tray. You could also use parchment paper, but I don't have any, so I'm not using it. Next thing that I'm doing, you can use a brush, of course, but I usually just use my hands to do stuff like this. I'm just putting a little bit of, so this camera is always cutting off on me, which is why I'm getting a new camera too. But basically what I did was I spread some vegan butter on the tops of every single one of these, and then I dipped our bagels face down onto sesame seeds. And the sesame seeds that I'm using are not roasted, so they don't burn in the oven. And if you want to add something else as a topping, like poppy seeds, you can do that instead. Also, if you want to do like maybe garlic flakes or onion flakes, you're going to add that halfway through your baking. So this is going to go into the oven, 425 degrees for 20 minutes, and we're going to flip it around halfway through like that so that it can cook nice and evenly. I actually already had this in the oven when I checked the camera, and I realized it stopped filming for no reason at all. So yeah, let's go ahead and put this back into the oven. And here we have our bagels straight out of the oven. I think they look so beautiful, and all you have to do is wait for them to cool down a little bit, and then slice them right down the middle and fill them with whatever you like. And if you don't know what to fill them with, check out the link down below for our cream cheese, and it's a chive and onion cream cheese. So that's it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a big old thumbs up if you liked it. Also, if you haven't checked out my second channel, go ahead and check out my second channel. I linked it down below. It's more of like a vlogish, personal, sort of like more loosey-goosey type of channel. So go ahead and check that out. Subscribe if you like. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye guys.